It's been protest across the Federation over unpaid salaries by several state governments, some owing for 1 month, while others owe as much as 7 months. On this week's edition of the program, we discuss the unpaid salaries. Hello there, thank you for joining me on the program this week. I'm Gloria Umezike. Now, following the failure to secure a bailout, some state governors demanded that the federal government pays the states all outstanding debts. On this controversial issue, this is just to enable them settle salaries of state workers, which is running into months in some states. Well, this has led to protest in some other states, and we feature now the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum in the interview segment. But up ahead, we'll take a look at efforts to address the economic situation of states across the Federation. Take a listen. Demands have reverberated across most states in Africa's most populated and largest oil-producing country. Over 15 states reportedly owe workers their monthly wages, pensions and gratuities ranging between 1 month and 10 months. The amounts owed are not clear, but some reports put the amount at over 110 billion naira.
I have my aged parents to feed. The two of them are aged, and imagine I've not been paid for the past 8 months. I have children in the university. Some of us have children in the secondary school, primary school. And you won't believe it that some of us who are chief lecturers have had our children sent back home from schools.
I want to join the people who are appealing to the government, especially our governor, to have passion look at us, on us. We are no more healthy enough to go about to look for another source of livelihood rather than what our pensions is every month.
When we ask our customers, we have not seen, you did not buy market from us. They say they have not received their salaries and they don't have money, everybody don't manage.
A recent report on states' internally generated revenue for 2014 by the National Bureau of Statistics showed that 23 states have turned in data for the period. 13 states are yet to report on their IGRs as at June 2015. States like Abia reported to owe workers has not reported its IGR for 2013 fiscal year.
If you know you as a governor can't manage the state and you have turned into a point of bankruptcy, leave. And let's get an expert opinion, to do it. But now we don't even have that constitutional background to even guide us. So we can't even go that way. So what we can do now is open your books. Let's get experts. We have people who could be very versed in this. Take experts and let them sit down and look through your books. Let them dig through it and say, this is where you need to. Because in times of austerity, you need to strongly adjust. Collapse in oil revenues has put a strain on the excess crude account on monthly government disbursement. State governments are pleading for understanding from the people.
I feel the pains you feel because I know what it is to work and not have the expected wage for your labor. Unfortunately, I'm helpless, and that's just the word to use. If there's any way I could assuage your pains, I will do it before we even got to this pass. But unfortunately, we are at a juncture in our national life that we have to experience this.
According to EcoBank Nigeria report, the ability to utilize the excess crude account funds is limited, which pushes pressure onto utilizing some forex reserves that has also depleted about $2.5 billion since the new year. The federal and state governments face difficult choices.
there should be a point where the informed populace can raise red flags to say, you are veering off targets, you are in trouble, and if this is on an amber position, you will soon get to red. So I think this problem has been coming up in the past. If you look at Arabeshola's recent lamentations to say we've been on the shortage for the last 2 years, we've been trying to pad it for the last 18 months and things like that. Nobody saw that. Nobody was able to tell him, this is what you need to do. If you need to renegotiate your bond terms, if you need to renegotiate your loan terms, if you need to prune your civil service, if you need to adopt some new technologies to reduce your waste.
Following cries for the federal government's bailout and refund for federal projects executed by the states, President Muhammadu Buhari met the governors. The president set up a committee headed by Vice President Yemi Oshimajo to review the content of the excess crude account to provide a lifeline and offset the burdens of the state unpaid wages.
Not that the president has to put the treasury for us to take money, because it's not as if the federal government itself is buoyant. You know, everybody is talking about how much we have lost as a people. But much more importantly is that he has a clear roadmap as to how all of this can be brought to an end, so that this government will start on a clean slate.
The days ahead are a tough one for President Buhari's fledgling administration, who has also to contend with macroeconomic issues, but how he handles states' unpaid backlog of salaries might make all the difference.